Hello friends, welcome to Global Online. Friends, in this video we are going to discuss some important MCQs on econometrics for your upcoming UGC NET or any state level set in economics. And if you want to join our crash course for UGC NET or set in economics, here you will get complete theory lectures in economics, complete MCQ lectures you will get, then you will get mock tests on entire syllabus, and after attending the test you will receive a solution PDF of all the tests. Then we are providing notes on all the units. Practice MCQ set is available, and this course is not for only UGC NET. You can also follow it for various state level sets such as KSET, MHSET, TNSET. So let us move to the questions. So before moving to the questions, if you haven't downloaded our Global Online app from Play Store, you can click on you can just type Global Online in Play Store. By following this logo, you can download the Global Online app. Then you can search UGC NET Economics. Then you can access all the material. So let us move to the questions. Here the first question is, in the presence of heteroseedasticity, the best linear unbiased estimators are provided by the method of. Yes, in the presence of heteroseedasticity, the best linear unbiased estimators are provided by the blue. Yes, provided by the method of option A, maximum likelihood estimator, option B, OLS, option C, indirect least square, option D, weighted least square. So in case of heteroseedasticity, if blue are provided, that is best linear unbiased estimators, then we are using weighted least square method. Option D, weighted least square method is correct answer. Yes, and weighted least square, WLS, and it is also known as the weighted linear regression. It is a generalization of ordinary least squares and linear regression in which knowledge of the variance of observations is incorporated into the regression. And please remember, this WLS is also specialization of generalized least square, that is GLS. So the next question is assertion and reason. Assertion is the value of R2 increases in regression model with additional explanatory variables. Yes, the assertion is saying that the value of R2 in regression model is going to increase with additional explanatory variables. And the reason is amount of variation in the dependent variable explained by additional explanatory variables increases. Amount of variation in the dependent variable explained by additional explanatory variables increases. Here four options are given. Option A, assertion is correct and reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Option B, assertion is incorrect, reason is correct. Option C, both assertion and reason are correct. Option D, assertion is correct but reason is correct, and also assertion is correct and also reason is correct. Reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So here option C, both A and R are correct. Assertion is also correct and reason is also correct. Question number 3. Which one of the following statistical technique could be used to assess the impact of change in inputs used on crop yield? Which one of the following statistical technique could be used to assess the impact of change in input used on crop yield? Option A, correlation coefficient. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, coefficient of variation. Option D, regression. So here the right answer is option D, regression is correct answer. So regression means it is a statistical method used in finance, investing and other disciplines that attempts to determine the strength and character of the relationship between two variables. Those are, one is dependent variable, and dependent variable is also denoted by Y, and another one is independent variable. So whenever we are going to study the strength and character of the relationship between dependent variable and independent variable, we are going to study through regression model. So the next question is, optimization of a function with one constraint can be solved through option A, linear programming, Option B, integration method. Option C, input output model. Option C, Lagrangian model. So optimization of a function with one constraint can be solved through option D, Lagrangian model. So in mathematical optimization, the method of Lagrange multipliers, it is a strategy for finding the local maxima and minima of a function subject to equality constraints. So whenever you are going to calculate maxima and minima, you are going to use Lagrangian model. So the next question is match the functions in list 1 with the rules of differentiation in list 2. So here functions are given and one side rules of differentiation are given. As we all know, there are many rules are there for differentiation. So let us move to the answer directly. Here the right answer is option B. A is 4. Y is equal to 2x square plus 3x8. So the right answer is, it is an additional rule. Then B is 1. Y is equal to ex raised to square. So it is an exponential function rule. C is 2. Y is equal to x3 plus 3 bracket into 2x square minus 3x cube. This is product rule. And the last one is y is equal to x minus 1 upon x plus 1. So it is quotient rule. So please go through the rules of differentiation. So the next question is, the value of Durbin-Watson D statistics ranges from -1 to +1. Option B, ranges from 0 to 1. Option C, ranges from -alpha to +alpha. Option D, ranges from 0 to 4. So here the value of Durbin-Watson D statistics, the range is 0 to 4. So option D, 0 to 4 is correct answer. So Durbin-Watson statistics, it is a test for autocorrelation in regression model. So please remember, to calculate autocorrelation in regression model, we are going to use Durbin-Watson test. And here the this is Durbin-Watson statistic ranges from 0 to 4. Here the value is 2 means 0 autocorrelation. If the value of the correlation is less than 2, then it means it is a positive autocorrelation, and if the value of the autocorrelation is above 2, then it is a negative autocorrelation. Question number 7. The model in which y depends on current and previous time period error term is known as. So in the model in which y depends on the current and previous time period, error term is option A, AR model. Option B, single equation model. Option C, ARMA model. Option D, moving average, that is MA model. So here the right answer is moving average model. So ARMA, ARMA or ARIMA, these models are used to forecast the observation at t+1 based on the historical data of previous time spots recorded for the same observation. And here the moving average model, the model which is going to calculate the residuals or errors of past time series and calculates the present or future values in the series, is known as the moving average model. Next, the question number 8 is, test statistic is used to distinguish trend stationary and difference stationary is. Test statistic used to distinguish trend stationary and difference stationary. Option A, Engel-Granger test. Option B, Dickey-Fuller test. Option C, F test. Option D, error correction mechanism. So here the right answer is option B, Dickey-Fuller test. So please remember, option B, Dickey-Fuller is right answer. In statistics, the Dickey-Fuller statistic test, Dickey-Fuller test is going to test the null hypothesis that a unit root is present in an autoregressive time series model. So please remember, Dickey-Fuller test is going to test the null hypothesis, and the alternative hypothesis is different depending on which version of the test is used. but usually stationary or trend stationary is used in case of alternative hypothesis, and Dickey-Fuller test is used in the case of null hypothesis. And this Dickey-Fuller test is named after the statistician David Dickey. The next question is match the following: list 1, list 2. Here list 1 is explained, explanatory, dummy, instrumental. Here independent variable, categorical variable, proxy variable, and dependent variable. Let us move to the answer directly. So the right answer is option A. So explained variable is known as the dependent variable, and explanatory variable is known as the independent variable. So please remember, explained variable is known as the dependent variable, explanatory variable is known as the independent variable, and dummy variable means categorical variable is known as the dummy variable, and instrumental variable is known as the proxy variable. Yes, explained variable means dependent variable, explanatory variables means independent variable, dummy variable means categorical variable, instrumental variable means proxy variable. Question number 10. Which one of the following is not an assumption of classical linear regression model, CLRM? Yes, which one of the following is not an assumption of classical linear regression model? So let us move to the answer directly. Here the right answer is option D. So if we go through the assumption of this classical linear regression model, there are some other assumptions also, such as linear parameter and correct model specification, full rank of matrix X, explanatory variables must be exogenous, then independent and identically distributed error terms, then normal distributed errors terms in population. These are the some other assumptions of classical linear regression model. Question number 11. Logit model is associated with. So logit model is associated with option A continuous variable, option B discrete variable, option C interval variable, option D dummy variable. So here logit variable, it is associated with the dummy variable. So dummy variable means, as you all know, dummy variable, it is a numeric variable that represents categorical data such as gender, race, political affiliation, etc. So dummy variable, it is a numeric variable and it is going to represent categorical data such as gender, race, political affiliation, etc. And researchers use dummy variables to analyze regression equations when one or more independent variables are categorical. And the key analysis is to express categorical variables are dummy variables. Question number 12. To estimate a just identified equation, which of the following method is employed? So first one is OLS, second one is ILS, third one is TSLS, and the fourth one is GLS. Here the right answer is option D, second and third. One is ILS and the third one is TSLS. The next question, question number 13. Here the assertion is, with every linear programming problem, there is associated another linear program which is called dual of the primal problem. With every linear programming problem, there is associated another linear program which is called the dual of the primal problem. And the reason is, it is the property of duality under linear programming. Four options are given here. Option A, assertion is correct and reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Option B, assertion is incorrect but the reason is correct. Option C, both assertion and reason are correct. Option D, assertion is correct and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So here the right answer is option C, both assertion and reason are correct. So question number 14, match the following list 1 with list 2. Here also let us move to the answer directly. So option D is correct answer. So T test is beta 2 is equal to 0. In case of t test, beta 2 value will be 0. Then f test, in case of f test, beta 2 is equal to beta 3, it is equal to 0. Then chi-square test, x square test is equal to 0. Then dw test, Durbin-Watson test, d is equal to 2. Question number 15, match the following. Here the right answer is option A. So normal distribution comma sigma, then standard normal distribution 0 and 1, so t distribution fourth one, and x square distribution df and 2df. Question number 16, assertion is saying that in regression equation the right hand side variable is called the explained variable. So in regression model, right hand side variable is called explained variable. The reason is the explanatory variable explains the variation in the explained variable. So here option A, both A and R are incorrect. Option B, A is incorrect, R is correct. Option C, both A and R are correct. Option D, R is incorrect, A is correct. So here option B is correct. A is incorrect but R is correct. So in regression equation, the right hand side variable is called explanatory variable. It is incorrect, but the reason the explanatory variable explains the variation in the explained variable. This is correct here. Question number 17. Regression coefficient is independent of option A, origin, option B, scale, option C, both origin and scale, option D, neither origin nor scale. So here option A is correct. Regression coefficient is independent of the origin. So the regression coefficients are independent of the change in origin but not the scale. By origin we mean that there will be no effect on the regression coefficients if any constant is subtracted from the value of x and y. Question number 18, list 1 and list 2. List 1 is acceptance of mean equal to population is mean is greater than mode, and list 2 simple random h0 when it is sampling pulse. Type 2 error degrees of freedom. Third one is positively homogeneous Q distribution. Fourth one is chi-square distribution. So here the right answer is option C. Here A is to acceptance of type 2 error degrees of freedom. Then B, mean is equal to chi-square distribution. Population is simple random h0 when it is sampling false. Mean is greater than mode. Positively homogeneous Q distribution. Question number 19. A type 1 error occurs when we option A, reject a false null hypothesis. Option B, reject a true null hypothesis. Option C, do not reject a false null hypothesis. Option D, do not reject a true null hypothesis. So here type 1 error means we are going to reject a true null hypothesis. So when we are going to reject the true null hypothesis, it is known as the type 1 error. And even if it is true, if you accept, it is known as the type 2 error. So here you can see a type 1 error is the mistaken rejection of an actually true null hypothesis, while type 2 error is the failure to reject the null hypothesis when it is actually false. Question number 20. What would be then consequences for the OLS estimator if heteroseedasticity is present in a regression model but ignored? Option A, it will be ignored. Option B, it will be inconsistent. Option C, it will be inefficient. Option D, A, C, B will be true. So here option C is correct answer. It will be inefficient. Question number 21. Blue stands for option A, best linear unbiased estimator. Option B, best linear unconditional estimator. Option C, best linear unconditional estimator. Option D, both B and C. So here the right answer is option A, Blue stands for best linear and unbiased estimator. So the Gauss Markov theorem says that under certain conditions, the ordinary least square estimator of the coefficients of linear regression model is the best. That is blue, best linear unbiased estimator. It means that estimator that has the smallest variance among those that are unbiased and linear in the observed output variables. Question number 22. In the regression function, y is equal to alpha plus beta x plus c. Option A, x is regressor. Option B, y is regressor. Option C, x is the regressant. Option D, none of these. So in this in the regression function, y is equal to alpha plus beta x plus c. Here x is known as the regressor. So option A, x is known as the regressor. Question number 23. Data on one variables collected at a given point of time. Option A, panel data. Option B, time series data. Option C, pooled data. Option D, cross section data. So data on one variable, data on one or variables collected at a given point of time is known as the cross section data. So cross-sectional data are the result of a data collection carried out at single point of time on statistical unit. And by using these cross-sectional data, we are not interested in the change of data over time, but in the current valid opinion of the respondents. Question number 24. Match the following. List 1 heteroseedasticity, autocorrelation, multi-collinearity, structural break. List 2 VIF, Chow test, White's test, BP test. So here the right answer is option A. Heteroseedasticity is White's test. In autocorrelation we are using BP test. Multi-collinearity VIF. Then structural break, Chow test. Question number 25. The violation of the assumption of constant variance of the residual is known as. The violation of the assumption of constant variance of the residual is known as. Option A, heteroseedasticity. Option B, multicollinearity. Option C, homoscedasticity. Option D, autocorrelation. So here the right answer is option A, heteroseedasticity. So heteroseedasticity refers to the error variance or dependence of scattering within a minimum of one independent variable within a particular sample. Okay friends, this is about today's session. If you want to join our crash course for UGC NET or SET in economics, you will get complete theory lectures, complete MCQs lecture, entire syllabus mock tests are available with solution PDF, then notes are available, practice MCQ set is available. You can contact us in WhatsApp or you can comment in this video in comment section. Then you can also download our global online app from Play Store. Yes, I wish all the best to all. Thank you.